my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Due to things under my control, Kimberly will be leading us today in our talk about Ready to Love Miami and the reunion part 1.
Yeah. What's up, Kimberly? Madhouse.
Right. Hello. Glad to be here. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Doing great. Oh, Jeremy's there. What's up, Jeremy? You kind of quiet.
I mean, the video just started.
No, when we was backstage. Don't sass me now. Don't get started.
Don't make me laugh. I
gotta give her a coughing attack.
I hear that. We don't want Aubrey talking and coughing too much on it. So it's on you, Kimberly. Right. You our leader. Uh-oh, you muted, Kimberly.
Good deal. Yeah, I think we have a few questions. Okay, we got our first one. So we open with montages of the past 12 episodes. Oh, I lost it. I think somebody clicked something. Tommy and the Miami cast on stage reunion ready. The cast was challenged to put love over lust. Foot fetishes and lap dances. I love it. Devin is really into feet. So I guess we can just start with Jeremy. Do you have any input on this part, the opening?
As far as like the love and lust, no, I don't have anything on this specific portion. I don't have anything to say on that. You know, God bless them.
You say God bless them. Nothing to say about the foot fetishes.
No.
Ooh, Jeremy is not into foot fetishes. Oh my!
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know why y'all think I'd be in the feed. I don't know. I've never alluded to that.
Jeremy, you never had no toes in your mouth. Come on now,
Alex. Alex, I don't know why you're trying to activate me.
Moving along, Kimberly. Moving along.
Okay, what about you, Alex? Do you want to say anything on this one?
I'm just shocked how much Devin had to say about these feet. I mean, Devin was into it, you know, and he was very, very talkative. I'm surprised because most people that get voted off early or mid-season don't have as much to say. But Devin, very, very talkative, but he did defend his position that he was just being himself and he's being true to himself. Whether he take care of his child or not, that's another issue. That didn't even come up. You know, we was stuck on feet. So, but yeah, I was surprised how talkative Devin was with the whole foot fetish thing. So, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
What is Ron thinking? We haven't asked Ron. What does he think about the foot fetish situation?
I mean, he was the first cast member Ready to Love to put a foot in his mouth on TV. So
right,
they had to highlight that.
Literally.
Literally, yeah. I mean, but they had to highlight that scene, and that's kind of what this start of it was.
Yeah. So true. What about you, Keena? Thanks for joining. I see a few others.
Pretty disgusting as far as I'm concerned.
How disgusting.
Toes in the mouth on TV, disgusting. Especially with somebody else, someone you don't really know. You know, for 2 seconds, you got their whole toes in your mouth. Just downright disgusting. That's all I gotta say. Disgusting. Basically, that's my gist for the whole reunion. Disgusting.
I think the child agrees with you in the background too.
Oh Lord.
What about you, Jay?
Hey y'all, I'm not speaking on another woman's feet, so yeah, there's that.
All right.
I see we don't have a lot of love for the feet tonight. So, but yeah, I agree. That was tough for the just meeting someone. But let's move on. Jamala made an early connection with Randall. Update on them presently. Charisse's journey is detailed. Dominica is offended. Zoe is triggered, but Tommy does not step in. So guess we can start with Jay on that one. If you have any input, we can go with this.
Um, yeah, the weirdness of Jamala and Randall, that was hard to watch and weird or whatever. I don't know why Randall's steady being passive aggressive. He know he don't want that girl. He chose her only because it was a safe choice. Point blank and period. And as far as Tommy not stepping in until hours later with Zoe, I don't understand it. Like, I didn't get it. I don't know how you're gonna keep letting this man go in and in, but when it gets to the women, you got a whole bunch of say. So that's a whole nother. I guess Tommy wasn't trying to fight today, so
Tommy can't fight.
thank you.
And Tommy's recovering. He's not trying to go back down that, ill road, again. So he's recovering. He's chilling.
Possibly. Yeah, I don't think we touched on that before, but we're glad that he is on the road to recovery, cancer free. So that's great. Ron, do you have anything to share on that one?
Like I said, I think in Randall's situation, you guys kind of hit it on the head. I mean, he wants to date, like he said, and is when you leave the show, on a bridge with a connection, and you get off the show, and then you exploring your options, you want to make sure on the reunion that you kind of put some kind of cushion in that, so the rest of the world knows that you're kind of still available. And I think that's kind of what he did during this part of the of the show when she's like, "Oh, I didn't know we were dating other people."
Say what?
If that's the case, then like, what's the point of even doing this show? Like, if y'all just gonna be dating, like I'm saying, like you went through this whole process, like then what was the reason of getting on the show? Then like you could have just dated at home without being on the camera. Like if you're gonna choose this girl, then why not focus on her and on what you can build? You can't do that while you're actively dating other people as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that defeats the whole purpose of the whole 8-week or 12-week process. Like Randall is a loser and he's dusty anyway. So Jamala, didn't really dodge, a reward. He's just the dusty, a lint ball. You know what I'm saying? Like he holds no motivation to do anything. He's not that attractive, honestly. He does have height. He has no personality, no redeemable qualities like that. So it's no surprise to me that it didn't end well. And I don't think that Jamala was a safe choice because Jamala comes off a little crazy to me. So I felt like Trinika would have been a safe choice.
Safe choice.
So I don't necessarily understand why Randall. I don't know. He just seems that he has some type of overt confidence that like he's that guy or something like that. Maybe because he's friends with other people who was on the cast. I don't know, but another thing, praise God that Tommy is healthy and stuff. Praise God for that. But that does not negate from the fact that Tommy continuously allows the men to disrespect these women multiple times. And let's call it out. It's because of these fraternities. It's because of these fraternities that he's a part of, like these, social clubs. And at the age of like almost 15, you still got this much hardcore, loyalty to an organization. To me, that's a little weird. I mean, like, you got to let it go at some point,
Say it again. Say it again.
Like, old dudes sitting out here strolling and stuff like that. That's weird to me. That's something that, is reserved for a specific time period. but like that should not stop you from holding these men accountable. But then you want to put all of these women on the cross, and Zoe is such a punk. All he literally does is get buck with females and wanna cuss this girl out. But you know, when Swayze called him out, all of a sudden he turned into Jasmine from Aladdin. He was looking for a whole new world. He was trying to go to a whole new country after the man took off a jacket.
His fingers, he was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I don't see it like that. I don't see it like that. I don't see it like that at all. You know.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Well,
guess
you gotta
We see it like that. We see it like that because he had all that luster and all that vigor for Charisse, who is a woman, and
so
he had no vigor for
so
me.
you get buck with women, but you leave and go in the car when you talk to men.
Jeremy,
there's a name for that. It starts
Jeremy.
with a P and ends with a K.
Yeah, okay, but I don't agree with none of that y'all talk about.
Not at
because
all.
I don't know. To me, it looked like
wait till you finish,
when he was on stage, he was sitting here cussing out Charisse. But when he had that exchange with Swayze, and although I'm still trying to understand why Swayze escalated it to a fight so quickly, I'm not sure about that. But he didn't have that same energy. Why didn't he cuss Swayze out? Why is he politely walking to his car, you know, when a man is in his face trying to fight him? Where's all the aggression that he had on stage calling Charisse all out of her name? You effing fake. You effing fake. Tell Swayze.
Exactly.
Swayze dumb. He called Swayze dumb right there.
No, he whispered that, but he
was right behind him.
He whispered that, and he definitely didn't say it with his chest like he was saying it on stage.
He sure didn't.
He surely didn't get up either.
I want to ask Ryan, what are your thoughts on why Tommy did not defend Charisse better on stage? No,
because to be honest with y'all, not all these women innocent. And
exactly.
They're just not. And
be close to the mic, Ron.
So he might have felt like Zoe was triggered, definitely, but Zoe had a right to be triggered. His exit scene was a setup scene. I tell people all the time, it's set up through the whole thing. He's not dumb. He knew that. He knew that Charisse had something to do with it, and that's why she felt bad for it. That's why she reached out to him and asked if he was okay and things of that nature. This stuff happens all the time on the show. You just don't get to see that part. But yeah, he felt the type of way about it. She was feeling him 1 second, and then he was the scapegoat for elimination the next one, and she was head of that.
But aren't y'all the same? But aren't y'all the same people? And I'm talking about you and Keena, the same ones that are always talking about production and stuff like that. You can't blame people.
I'm not even talking
about
production. I just said the word production. I just said that she made the move. She made a choice. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Nobody forced her.
I mean, but like at the end of the day, even if it was a setup, and even if, you know, he was set up to go home, why does that give him the right to cuss her out when she did not even give him that same type of
Right.
It does not give him the right to do that. But the fact of the matter is,
then let's.
it does give him a right to feel a type of way if he wanted to.
I mean, you could feel a type of way, but you speak. Just because you feel a type of way does not give you the right to. Just because somebody may not be feeling me and they might reject me or play me does not give me the right to cuss and berate them with insults because they didn't give me something I wanted.
No, it's true. But I honestly, I only saw really one true match. When I look at a match, I look at what's a match on paper, because those would turn into marriages, relationships to me. That whole I lust or I have feelings for that person or a connection and all that other BS words don't mean nothing. You know,
okay,
if you want to own the Rashid type of relationship, it has to work on paper. And the only relationship I saw that worked on paper was Zoe and Charisse.
What? But it almost seemed like he was looking for a plug.
Okay, can I ask you a question then? What about Zoe and Charisse gave you a match on paper? I'm interested to know.
He was older, he was established financially, he was retired, he had time, he would have took care of her. I know his brother, he's in a marriage relationship with a girl who's kind of similar to Charisse. They could have had a family kind of couple type of thing. She's at the point of position where she's getting older. She's not going to want to work those type of long hours and stuff to try to retire. Zoe would have came in there. He's a loyal guy, strong enough.
How do we? But like Zoe,
do you know him? Do you know him? You must know him, because ain't no way.
What part are you not missing? Are you missing though? He's just
I mean, but like who? First and foremost, who said Zoe could? Who said that Zoe could afford somebody a lifestyle in Miami?
What I've seen,
he said he has a $35 million portfolio.
But that don't mean you got a $35 million. That don't mean you got a $35 million bank account, though.
Look,
I know the difference between assets, equity, and liability.
We interviewed Kayla. Kayla said Zoe is that dude.
Yeah, that dude.
At the end of the day, Kayla wanted to hop on Mike. So I like the picker is off. So at the end of the day,
aspect of
the only thing I'm talking about is could he take care of her financially? I think he could.
Yep.
And I think he was willing to. And I think he liked her at one point. So, I mean, when you add those two things together and the fact that she's going to have to get an exit strategy somehow out the game and she's getting older, yeah, on paper, that makes sense.
Esthetician. You're talking about Charisse, Ron. She's an esthetician. What does her getting older have to do with anything? She can do her career until as long as she wants.
If that's what she wants to do. But obviously, if she's looking for a marriage or things of that nature, I thought Zoe was the right age. I thought he had the time to deal with her. I thought he was strong enough to deal with her. I thought he had the money to take care of her.
But like, so was he gonna take care of his girlfriend he also had throughout the whole process too? Like, was that gonna be like a polyamory thing, polygamy?
Well, she was gonna have to earn. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't gonna be a layup. He wasn't gonna be a layup relationship. But if she really wanted him and went after him, I could see that being a match somehow.
Oh my God. Oh, child. Oh Lord.
I guess Ron and to you, Ron, and to you, Alex, I guess I'm still trying to get where you men seem to really get off on this whole idea that a man can speak to a woman any kind of way with no provocation. During this scene, during this reunion part 1, they were talking to Dominica. And Zoe interjected, which he didn't need to, and then he proceeded to get angry with Charisse, who was not cursing him, who was not calling him out of his name, and he proceeded to curse her over and over again. What part of that makes you think that that's fair?
First of all, these women sit up here. First of all, these women sit up here and disrespect each other, and we look at it differently because a man wouldn't express himself. If he cussing, so what? They all cuss. We're not kids here. When he was Jeremy, let me talk, bro. All right. When he was addressing her with the pool stick and all that, he was never going to hit her. He's not going to hit no woman, but he has the right to express himself. If he gets heightened, if he raises his voice, so what? She raises her voice. Everybody raised their voice. Did y'all look at the women, how they disrespected themselves, each other during a whole reunion? But that's cool. Basically, your contention is no matter how I talk to you, you have the right to talk to me any kind of way, because if you heard me, maybe as you call it, disrespecting someone else, you now have the right to disrespect me. Bro, it don't work like that. Well, it worked. It'll work that way with me. If you talk that way to me, she wasn't talking to him. That's my point. I just said it. You just want to jump up and say that women want to be, women should be. I know you don't care. I don't care what you're saying either, because that's a punk ass move. I know. PG-13. PG-13. That's a punk move. I don't think you come from that Brooklyn mindset. You come from that Brooklyn mindset where people can talk to people like they're trash. Everybody around the country don't talk like that.
Yeah, a lot of people. He didn't call her out of her name, did he? I thought he just said it's
no, like it's not the fact that he called her out of her name. It's the fact that he's actively, number one, let's just say he don't even know her like that. Number two, what's she texting him for if he cussed her out and left the show? If he was voted off, what is she texting him for? Maybe because just like all the time, black women always try to make sure that the black man's, mental health is okay. So maybe she hit him up to see if he was doing well. That's what y'all love, right? Ride or die, right? Y'all say that y'all like that. They wanted a so maybe she was checking in on him, and that made it even more weird that she was messaging him to see, okay, are you all right? You did kind of have a meltdown, so you gonna cuss me, so you gonna cuss me out again.
So she felt guilt, a little guilt trip over it. Trust me, it happens. Y'all don't see it all. It's grimy stuff go down, and some people feel a certain type of way about it. So I'm not saying that anybody should ever call a woman out of their name on this show. I would look down on any man, even a castmate that's a friend, that would do that. No, but what about cussing at them? There's no H's. There's no, that. But for him to say, I feel that you are fake because of this, I mean, what can we really say? You know what I mean?
I mean, at the
Well,
end
he's
of
fake for being on the show.
as,
He got
like,
so much money. He got so much money. He got a girlfriend on the side already. Why is he even on the show? He's the
He
one.
didn't need to be. That's why he left the show. That's why if you look at his.
well, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't leave the show.
No.
He didn't leave the show. He got voted off, and then
I mean,
when
he
he
left
left
the
the
reunion, he
when
got in the car,
when
he stepped in the car,
when
leave
he
the
left.
reunion.
And when he left the reunion, he got punked, and he didn't want to fight.
He did not get punked. That
He
dude
didn't
He
got-
definitely
he
got.
didn't
He
get punked.
definitely got punked.
With a brother that's about 300 pounds, he is
He
not. afraid of
definitely
the
got.
king.
He definitely got punked because
He
as
didn't
soon
get punked.
because I'm gonna let you know this, a real man, from what y'all say. So you telling me a man can challenge you to a fight, get in your face, cuss you out,
For one,
and you're gonna
be a
moonwalk to your
man-to-man.
car?
There will never be a man-to-man fight on Ready to Love. You saw who that lady, the
Of
little
course, because they go to their car.
No, because there's nobody there to stop it. There's nobody there to stop it. That little production lady you saw that tried to get him on his car, that's the bodyguard right there. That's about as much protection you're gonna have if those two 200-pound men start going at each other. So they will never let that happen. You'd be lawsuits everywhere. I'm not messing up my nice suit and my tuxedo to try to break up them two 200-pound men going in a fight.
Ron, check this out, bro. There was a time in my life where you couldn't say nothing to me. If I even thought you disrespected me, your lights was out. That's where I was. But the older I got, the more I started to acquire the things that I own now. My children are, I got grandkids. So listen, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm talking right now.
I know you don't care. I don't care what you're talking about.
Okay. So right now, where I'm at right now, I let plenty of dudes at this age get away with stuff I would never have let them got away with before. But I got too much to lose now. I got too much to lose now. So I'm like, go ahead with that. That's what Zoe was doing.
Okay,
Zoe,
so
like,
so then that goes into this. So you gonna let the man get away with it, but you gonna cuss Charisse out on stage.
Right.
I don't disrespect women, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I'm saying you might not.
Do
you like okay? Can we all?
If they disrespect me,
can we all just once again remember that we're not talking about Alex as if Alex was on the show. We're talking about a whole different human being that is not Alex, and the person who we're talking about, Zoe, was cussing out Charisse for no reason, even after she checked on him. But when Swayze tried to give him that smoke backstage, he moonwalked and electric slided into the car to a whole nother country.
That's not how I think that went down. Like
everybody don't know
that this scene was longer than what it was. I think it was a lot shorter. I think they said a few words. Swayze went to cool off. It was done. He left because filming is about 15 hours on that day. And most people want to leave when you're doing on the reunion. Trust me, it's a nightmare. So you think he would have left if Swayze didn't take off that blazer? Him leaving had nothing to do with Swayze at all.
Okay.
By Swayze. He didn't say
Are y'all friends?
No, not at all. I'm telling you how it goes down.
I'm just saying from what I view, and until we see the unedited footage, I'm going off that. And what I saw was somebody who got bucked with a woman on stage, but then when they got bucked backstage, he ended up, moonwalking to the car and into a whole nother country because he didn't want that smoke.
They don't. We
don't.
I
definitely.
If I've been watching this show, when has it ever been man on male smoke?
Let Keena get in. She hasn't gotten in yet.
I definitely agree that scene did look very choppy, and it did seem like they had the altercation. It probably got diffused, and then he got aggravated because he was counting his fingers like, I got to get the hell out of here, and left. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think like it was like a lot of editing in that scene and when he decided to leave and the fight and everything like that. So I do agree with Ron in that statement.
Yeah, there's no men on men fights that go on Ready to Love. They don't set it up there. They set up for the woman to go after the man because they know the man can't do anything back. You don't want two men going at it on the show. There's no bodyguards, there's no protection, there's no security. They don't have that. We don't. That's why all the men get along. We don't have
men. Keena, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Keena.
All the men don't get along. That is not goddamn true.
But like Keena, do you see the reasoning behind him cussing her out?
No, I don't agree with. Okay, you said on the show you was F is fake and all this stuff like that. But for him to keep saying it over and over and over and over again repeatedly was kind of like, I kind of felt like maybe he want to make some t-shirts. Like, hey, I'm about to sell these t-shirts, you know, and about to put these on Amazon and get paid, because I mean, usually people, it's a plug. Like, I thought he was plugging himself, because I didn't understand. Like, damn, okay, you about to sell these drinks, because he kept saying it over and over again. So I was very confused about that.
It was a vast amounts of disrespect. Now, can I ask you another question? Now, when they were backstage, do you feel like he gave that same disrespect to Swayze, even though Swayze disrespected him?
He was very mild mannered. But
why do you think? I
do believe that scene was very chopped up.
Okay, until we get the unedited footage, I'm only gonna judge what I see, and I'm saying based on the edited footage, until we get the uncut television from Oprah, what did you see?
I saw him not doing nothing. But what I do want to say is, regardless of all of this, the person that I'm highly disappointed in is Tommy. Because Tommy, you are sitting here letting a man aggressively talk to a woman in a manner and keep talking and saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's not right, because when we were on Potomac season and where Precious had that same energy towards a man, it was, you need to sit down. You need to go sit. You need to be quiet. Get her up off this goddamn stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was very vocal. So I don't understand why they are allowing a man to talk to a woman repeatedly and keep cursing at her and saying all these things, and you got your legs crossed and not saying nothing. To me, that was very weird.
Well, that's because he has like this intense loyalty to, this organization, but it wouldn't have been the first time he sat there and let a woman get disrespected on stage. Let's also not forget what happened last season with Dakia. He sat there and let Dakia get completely dismantled by Joy and Clifton.
Yeah, but Clifton never cussed her out, though. Clifton never cussed her out.
But I'm just saying, the whole disrespect of the moment, period, that was unwarranted. He still did not apprehend the situation at all. He always does that. It's because in my opinion, he has his own favorites on who he likes and who he dislikes, and that may be connected to who he may get along with as far as the males in the cast and who they might have a relationship with. So if he has a close relationship to Clifton, he's not going to try to check Joy or Clifton, in front, like on stage. He's not going to do that. So I'm highly disappointed too. And honestly, if it wasn't the fact that Jesus touched his throat and healed him, I would be dragging him. But it's a new me.
I mean, y'all want these men on the show to literally sit there at the reunion, look good in their suits, and be mums on word then, because
nobody is saying being mum to the word, but can we just not cuss at people who ain't cussing at us? It would have been different.
He said fake ass. That's the only cuss word I heard, right?
He kept on saying, you effing fake for no reason. She like it was, but I'm saying no, like that, like. Okay.
Who says he's so realistic? Like,
it don't matter. Everybody got at the reunion. Everybody has a back and forth opinion.
Okay, but you literally just said 15. You literally just said 15 minutes ago that the reason that these men are cussing out the women is because the women are coming at the men, but the woman did not come at him. He came at her. She literally said that in the scene. She's like, "Why are you cursing at me? I'm not even talking to you, crazy." And he just kept on repeating, "You fake as F, you fake as F," and it made no sense. It was completely unwarranted, and he did not have that smoke once again. And I don't care about any edited footage, be like Bad Girls Club footage, Love and Hip Hop footage, where I seen on camera with somebody who did not have the same smoke that he had for a woman with a man backstage.
I gotta disagree. Like I said, I don't think he was afraid of Swayze or vice versa. I mean, those are two grown men. I felt he's triggered by Charisse. They had some kind of relationship at some point. They were talking to each other. So to me, that's domestic. He felt a certain type of way about her. He let it be known. Maybe he could have done it in a more respectful way. Maybe. But
like all I'm
could
saying,
have done it in a much more respectful way, Ryan. Let's be real.
no, he could have, but did he have to? Is my only point.
I feel like only somebody who don't respect women, period, would have reacted that way.
Even maybe don't respect her. You don't have to
but I'm saying like
we saw her apologize, and she took some accountability. She's like, "Yo, I didn't do everything right, and this and that. I'm growing, and so she said the speech on the thing. So she's admitted that's why she didn't really even say why am I fake or anything like that. She took her stuff.
Well, she did say that in the scene, but there's no reason to repeat something that you already said in the scene that he didn't even really clarify afterwards. And the reasons why he called her fake really didn't make sense either. Like, it's plenty of times I've texted people and I probably had a different type of energy, and then I maybe ended up feeling a different way. Maybe I ain't feeling you that much. Maybe I found somebody who got some better good stuff than you, and I don't want you anymore, and the feelings have dissipated. Well, how does that make me fake?
It don't. But when men do it, like you just said, Ra just kind of maybe did it with Jamila, then everybody's going down.
Good reach, Ron.
You said what?
I told Ron that's a good reach because he wasn't feeling Jamala like that in the first daggone place. He just picked her like because it was a safe choice.
Yeah, but when the women do that,
that's not the same. That's not the same. And never did Jamala disrespect him or whatever, or vice versa in that scenario.
Yeah, she's connected to him. She can't.
And I'm saying, like, let's be real here. We always try to sit here and act like the men are always picked on, like that. We always hold the men to a different, standard. When we literally was eating up Sabrina last season for playing them games too. The smoke is
we ate up Cornelius too. We ate up Cornelius and a lot of other dudes. So
exactly.
Both ways.
So I'm saying though, like it's not giving us a bias. It's not giving us a bias. It's giving that I'm telling what's exactly happening in front of me, which is a man. And I don't care if you just because you 300 pounds and you got a beard, that definitely don't mean you can fight. Let's be clear here.
That's true.
That's very true.
You putting up weight in the beard. I don't like it, the beard and the weight can still hit the ground the same way. It doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, his soul left his body when Swayze took off that blazer and was walking towards him and had to be held back by security.
Right. And good point. Good question to Keisha Suggs. If Charisse was y'all's daughter, would you guys say the same thing? No. And then another thing about it, I thought about it later. Zoe has a daughter at home. One day that may come back on him. And we're gonna see how that goes down.
I low-key feel like he didn't like her. He didn't like Zoe anyway because of how Zoe was talking to whatchamacallit, to Charisse. I felt like it was a lot of built-up aggression. He didn't like how Charisse was being talked to.
Exactly. Talking about Swayze, right?
Yes, because
he was still mad. He was carrying on that from there, and it lashed out to Swayze somehow. If I'm looking at the scene, exactly how it was. Swayze ain't gonna take nothing. It could be the littlest thing. He gonna say his little piece back, and then he got wound up. My man came there, diffused the situation, and then everything else right there starts chopping it up. I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It looked like it was squashed. And like I said, I don't think that was the reason he left. He left because he wanted to go. People be exiting in and out all the time in these reunions and stuff. They're long. People got stuff to do.
Yeah, but unfortunately this time he almost got that ad whooped, and he ended up.
You do got a 300-pound brother who looks like played all years in pro football. It ain't gonna.
But that none of that means nothing if you don't have the hands to support the weight. So that's biblical, and that's biblical, and since we all men of God, that's biblical. That's biblical. If we was looking at David and Goliath, we probably would have thought that Goliath would have won the fight, but did he? No, he didn't.
Regardless of the fact that
every reunion somebody storms out. Precious had her moment; she stormed out.
But Precious didn't almost get beat up.
There would never be. This was not going to turn to a fight. Is what I'm trying to tell you. They cannot let a fight go down. They don't have the security to go. Trust me. They knew I was about that life. They would never have had a man talking any kind of reckless. They would have diffused that situation right away. They know us at this point. People have been around us for a long time. They know how we're gonna kind of react to certain situations. They're not letting it go down. And we all know that.
But but every man isn't as dangerous as you, Ron. At the end of the day, I don't think that this man was ready to fight. He definitely was not.
I don't either.
Here's this.
I love how y'all putting this Superman cape on for this man, but at the end of the day,
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, this is there. And I'll be perfectly honest. I met most of the castmates. Not this season there, but definitely DC Houston, Atlanta. Ain't no punks on Ready to Love. When they pick production picks us, most dudes have height, size, muscular frame. But KG might have been our smallest guy we ever had. And he's still in the gym.
How do you know? But I'm saying, how do you know? How do you know if they're a punk or not unless they're put in a situation where their bravery encourages?
Okay, guys.
Hold on, I'll end it like this.
Yeah, okay.
If he had the thought in his head when it came to Swayze, I'm gonna go to jail if I put my hands on this dude. He should have had that same thought when it came to Charisse, because that's a woman for sure going to jail. So move on from it, because he was not about to smoke, period. But he wanted to give it to a woman, so that's just childish for real.
Right, and punkish.
Well said.
All right, so moving on to the next card, Kimberly.
All right, Mike says that Brandy is a reality, but Kayla is the music video fantasy. Is it a love triangle? Backstage, Kadian is stirring the pot. She tells Zoe, here we go with Zoe, that he's the reason for Brandy and Mike. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we'll just skip that last part because we already covered that. So yeah.
Yeah.
We covered this with Kayla when we interviewed her. The music video fantasy is the same as the hot chick at the office. And it's like, how does she, take that? Is there a compliment or an insult? And I don't think she liked it to be referred to like that, because it's almost as if, okay, why is Brandy wife material and our music video fantasy, or the hot chick at the office, or when she was on our podcast, they kept saying side chick or whatever, which offended her. Okay, and she clapped back at some of our viewers for that. So I don't think she liked that at all. I don't think she liked being classified as that. I don't think she is that. So she defended herself with that. She don't like it. So they need to stop it.
Do you feel Charisse is fake as F? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway. But
I like Charisse. I think she just says how she feels. At first she wasn't my favorite, but she ended up being one of my favorites of the show, because she just, honestly.
And Katie was doing backstage what she's been doing all season, instigating stuff. I mean, she's sitting backstage instigating. So that's
Katie almost got popped too. She's another one. She has a lot of mouth, but when it actually came, now it's a whole nother thing, to say something, but then to threaten somebody, and then when they press you to go forward with your threat, all of a sudden you want to stay in your seat. No, have the same smoke that you had when you threatened me and said you was gonna slap me in my face.
Because she throws a brick and hides her hand. That's what Kadian loves to do.
It's so great that you can see that with Kadian, but not Zoe. But I appreciate you agreeing with me.
Thank you.
I didn't see it with Kadian.
Yeah.
I think she wasn't afraid of nobody.
Yeah. She was instigating backstage.
She instigates, but she ain't afraid of none of them females up there.
All I'm saying, and then if you say you're gonna slap me, then when I stand up and approach you to do what you said that you was gonna do, I expect it to be executed. Yeah, don't because if that was the case, you would have shut up and not said you would have did anything. Period.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me.
Look,
what's outside of the reunion? Miami. So if any people really with that smoke, we can get on the phone. We can call up the homies, the home crew. You can really go down. Yeah. So nobody was really in that rim, because you're home. You didn't fly to LA to film this thing. You're in your backyard. A lot of these people live 10 minutes from probably where they were filming at. If they want,
I'm from Florida. The one thing I know is about Floridians. And I'm bi-coastal, but I'm saying that I was for the first 10 years of my life, I was raised in Florida. I was raised with people who walked the talk that they spoke of, and I don't see that with Kadian or Zoe, but what I'm saying is Kadian. Can you put up the description of the scene that we're talking about?
Okay,
quick.
just a second. Yep, there we go.
I feel that Kadian has definitely instigated a lot of stuff. It's like when she was talking about the whole, Zoe, Kayla, and Mike thing. But also, I'm still trying to understand why would somebody who's of Kayla's caliber, allow herself to be disrespected by someone of the likes of Mike anyway. Like, you literally have a stripper telling you that you just gives the sexy next door girl, but he a whole stripper.
Right. And they calling Dominica, giving her
Say
a stage
it
name. Nobody ever talked about Magic Mike and his stage name. Woo!
I mean, Mike's scene just really irritated. Like, he just sat there the whole time, like, he was untouchable. Now, the man did look good. I'm not gonna say he didn't look good. He looked good, but god dang, like, I mean, you're just sitting there like you're just, yeah, I'm here. I'm about to go work tonight, and I got my boo right next to me. She want to be here. She can be here. If not, she could leave. That's his whole persona to me. Like, he just don't care.
Because he got stripper. Because he got stripper confidence.
Yeah, Randall don't care either.
I mean,
same type of thing.
If you're a guy and you're a front runner of the show, this pretty early in filming and things of that nature, and you can relax a little more and pick who you want to. You have a different type of pressure than some of the other guys or females on the show. I mean, let's be honest, let's keep it a buck. So he's close. It's a woman's show. You protect the eye candy at all costs. Yep.
After this show, it's going downhill. It's hitting the ground fast. Like,
I'm telling you, next season there will be blows. It's going to be a fight next season, like people touching someone. It's bound to happen. Like,
and
because
we don't need that. We really need to get back to the love part.
Every season is getting more ratchier. The bees are being flown across the stage. No one cares. People now people have jumped up in each other's faces and being like, oh no. Next season, somebody's gonna get hit and slapped. I'm just putting that out there right now.
Yeah, Keena, and I remember at the reunion that you were on during your season, right? Wally came for you. Oh, you were in my DM. Why you watching my stories? Right? I mean, he came for you.
And that was bullshit. And
right.
Yeah, but did Tommy speak up for you either?
No, and I mean, no, he just sat there, and it was. I mean, some people say stuff because, they want more camera time. I don't know. I don't know what possessed that boy to say that. But as Kanye say, that boy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Tell us how you really feel, Keena. Keena fresh off her Howard homecoming. She got all the kind of vigor. Yes, and sass.
I don't want to say what I want to say, so I gotta keep it clean.
Yes.
I don't know what made him say that, but Tommy didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't true. So people just say things to say things or whatever because they want, more camera time. They want to,
But to your point, Keena, each season is getting more and more intensified toward that violence and toward that interaction as far as getting in people's face.
If I wasn't on stage, I would have freaked out. I would have been like, let me tell you something, you out. Woo! Because I guess New York one in, and I was literally about to blink. I was backstage, like, he has lost his everlasting mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know.
Yeah, we know how that New York stuff go down, girl. We know how that go down. Listen, y'all sure love to fight.
What I'm saying is, the people trying to take you out your element. So each season is getting more ratcheter and ratcheter and ratcheter. And next season, someone is going to get slapped.
Mm-hmm.
And
you want to know, but you want
because I think that they are catering to a different demographics. I think
it's getting to be more like love and hip hop.
Yes, I think it kind of started off. They was trying to cater to the mature, and now different demographics are watching the show. Younger girls and stuff are watching the show, and they're trying to eye in on that audience, and that audience like ratchet shit.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it is for me. For me, knowing kind of how the behind the scenes is. the problem with this season was it just wasn't a lot of connections. I mean, you got to go down to 2 instead of 3 on your already off the jump. That builds a red flag. There wasn't a lot of connections.
It's never really a lot of
Amelia and Rod thing wasn't together. Production knew that. So if you don't have a lot of love on a Ready to Love show, then you got to get the audience other stuff, and I think that's where.
And you didn't have a lot of people that could fake. Like, okay, there wasn't. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Ron. Okay, so we all know that there's a lot of faking as well that's going on. So you also had people in Miami that couldn't get past the faking of the connection. Like they didn't even have the willpower to say, all right, cool, we're gonna take this to the end. They couldn't even get that far with 3 people because it's just too much drama. It's too much drama.
It was a lot of drama in it. It was some I thought that could have faked it to it and was gonna do it, but it was probably some behind the scenes stuff that went on that even allow that to happen. And that's why we kind of saw
what I think they need to do is they need to start like miking up people 24/7, because there's so much stuff that goes on outside of the filming.
Not the 24/7, Mike. Oh Lord, we would know everybody's little rumpings and going on.
I mean, what they need to do is they need to, and I think every castmate, even Clifton and everybody, I don't care if they found love on here or not, would say that it got to get to the point where you have to emphasize on the love part. Real quick on this show that nobody's here to help you find black love. And we need relationship counseling on here. We need people pushing certain relationships and avenues where you could talk about stuff, and instead of he said, she said, and all the other stuff to bring the drama. And I think if they concentrated more on that, for one, our relationships on the show would triple. And 2, you'll have that good feeling of what this show is really supposed to be about. But everybody would tell you right off the bat, the one thing they don't like about being a castmate and stuff on the show is that it's not built for you to find love. For the most part, you got to work extra hard to find your connection on here instead of it being the other way around.
I mean, at the end of the day, I still don't feel like that gives anybody the right to disrespect somebody else. And let's be clear here. After the first 2 seasons, or maybe the first season, really, who really did have connections? What couples did we really have at the end of the seasons? Like, even on the Houston season, like, it was full of games. It was full of trickery. And then the season after that, full of games and trickery on the next season, this season, and there's going to be the season afterwards as well.
People want to see connections, though. If you look at our crowd and what they want to see, the reason why they thought this season wasn't as good as maybe some of the others, what I've been hearing around, is because of the lack of connections. They didn't say it was because of the lack of drama or the lack of how good looking the people were or their charisma and things of that nature. They just say, yo, we didn't see no connections.
Isn't Cornelius and Camille still fronting?
No, they are. Nope. Don't do that.
Well, Tina, are they still together? I'm going to ask it like that.
Actually,
they are together.
They're really in love. So
yeah, they're in a real relationship.
Okay.
Guys,
we're gonna have to move on from this point. We're gonna have to move on to this point. Kimberly, if you can take us into this next card on the screen.
Mike defends himself from Dominica. Zoe blames Swayze, and a fight almost breaks out. Zoe leaves the country in his Range Rover. Shakira chats about Katie and broke her trust. So
what trust?
I'm scared to ask about this one.
What trust?
Okay, so when it comes to Mike defending himself from Dominica, I don't feel like Dominica was really able to articulate herself that well. I blame it on that that half wig bob that she was wearing. It could have been a bob.
Jesus.
I knew that was coming.
I thought you were going to the public school education. That's what I thought you were going to.
I knew that wig was coming. I knew it.
But anyway, what I'm saying is that I think what she was offended by, and I don't know why she didn't say it, was the insults and the digs that he was giving towards her in the confessionals. It's a lot of hers where I'm from. I'm not impressed, or anything else, or all of those type of sentiments. When she said that she quote unquote had the same personality as Brandy, which is kind of odd to me that you saying that you have the same personality as another woman, but that's something else. But
that's a good point. But the thing I thought was you may have the same personality or similar. But the thing about it, you don't look like her, and you're not as young as her. So that's a whole thing right there. He wasn't looking for you. And Mike did put down, to your point, Jeremy, you're absolutely right. Mike did put down their neighborhood they grew up in. And he's saying that he wants to upgrade from that neighborhood. I hear him. But yet Kayla is too bougie for him. So he kind of wants just like a slight upgrade.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing.
A slight upgrade, who is I wouldn't say dumb enough to, give him the time of day, but you want to know, like, I guess lenient or submissive enough to allow him to walk over her. That's what it is. And he couldn't do that with the Kayla, but he knew for sure he could do that, with the Brandy, because Brandy said she wanted kids, knowing that this man don't want kids, but she somehow got coerced into thinking that he want kids. And she thought that they had a connection, but at the end of the show, that all dissipated. She waited. They all waited their time
for at least a couple more months. I would hope. So hopefully they
I'm just disappointed that for all of this season that these girls were fighting over a man whose hairline consisted of Beijing and hopes and aspirations. Like it's completely ridiculous for him to have disrespected Dominica as much as he was without even knowing her. It's like he's not a looker. Let's be real. Like when women say
Dominica though.
Yeah,
because he was up there like, she's not impressive. I'm not impressed by her. It's plenty of other chicks that look like her where I'm from. And what is the look? What is the look?
Was that did he do that in deliberation? I'm trying to remember.
He did it in deliberations and he did it in the confessionals.
Okay.
And of course,
the deliberation. Deliberation usually it starts off with one person. So she got voted off. She had the least amount of votes. And one person says something, another person says something. By the time it gets to the third or fourth person, everybody pretty much saying whatever they want to say about that person because you can all have permission. She's about to go home and you're like, that's how it happens. And her one connection, if she had one, would be the person to stick up for her or say, yo, no, she's a good person and things of that nature. But I can't blame him on that. And then you're in confession, they're just re-asking you that stuff. So I don't think
Charisse came after Dominica too, calling her stage name and all this other stuff. So she didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, Dominica voiced that as well. I don't think that was right either. But all I'm trying to say is that Dominica definitely had a right, to feel some type of way because she was getting disrespected. I think the way that they could have talked about her could have been more respectful, and less degrading.
That's on Charisse though. That's more on Charisse than it is the guys, don't you think? That's their job to critique her. It wasn't another woman's job.
Okay, but let Charisse do it, then she fake as F.
She did do it.
And y'all saying that she deserved to get cussed out for it. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all are literally contradicting yourselves.
If the men were saying, yo, she's cool, Dominica's cool, we just not my cup of tea. We're not.
That's not, but we're not talking about men. We're talking about Mike. Mike was literally giving her all the.
Mike was like, I'm not the only one. There's 10 other guys in the deliberation.
Yeah, but the 10 other guys, they were respectful, although they didn't want her. It's a way to reject somebody without it being just overt disrespectful and tearing down where they come from, what they look like, and who they are as a person.
But Mike
for example, if suppose you was dating a girl. And you thought you didn't know if she was feeling you or not, and then it goes into the confessional. She's like, anyway, I don't like them short dudes, them stubby leg dudes. But I see a lot of them where I come from. I'm not impressed. I could get me a taller man. I need me something different, something better. That ain't for me. I'm a pass on that. You will feel some type of way because it's another way to
follow that.
Mike alluded to the fact that all 10 of the men had something not so nice to say about Dominica, so why is she coming for him? That's what he was saying.
Because his stuff was on air.
his
And he
confession.
didn't say in number one, he didn't say that they all had something disrespectful to say. He said all of those men was not feeling you, but somehow you only picking on me. That's what he said. He didn't say all of the men had something slick to say about her. Like, let's not twist and turn it. He definitely was going in on her on the confessionals. And let's not try to act like we have amnesia. We all clearly stated that when we did the review for the episode. Or do we have amnesia?
I don't have amnesia. I don't remember what I said, so I have to go back and look at it.
Okay then. But I'm saying we definitely all agreed that he was giving her way more shade. He was definitely giving her way more shade than necessary when he said she wasn't impressive. He see a lot of hers unlike, let's be real, a lot of hers meaning, is it dark skin? Is it like, just an average looking black woman, somebody who does not look exotic, somebody who doesn't look, Build-A-Bear-ish, put together a hip from, Dominican Republic, booty cheek from Cuba, is it that?
It could have been, but even if it was, it's not his job to protect. It's not the male's job or the female's job to protect everybody's feelings. It just keep it. I would rather for a person to keep it real than some of the behind the scenes fake stuff that go on. Tell me how it is. Say you're not attracted to that person. Say that person is too big for you or too this. I love seeing those type of things going on in deliberation than people playing that fake game. You know what I mean?
Okay. Why do you have to say like a girl is too big for you?
But the thing
is it Keena? Go ahead, Keena.
But the thing is, I believe there was other conversations that were had between Mike and Dominica. I think they had some phone conversations that made her feel a certain type of way.
No, she said they didn't even talk like that. She said every single time they tried to have a conversation, he kept on cutting it short, and he was not interested in actually getting to know her, even though she even knew him.
If he's not interested in her, I mean,
that's what it is.
Why are you mad?
Yeah, I don't find no issue with that part. I don't care about him not being interested. I think that Dominica was really feeling salty about the way he was eating her up in the confessionals. I think that's what she felt.
What was he saying in confessionals?
Eliminated kind of early.
Cookie. I didn't repeated it like 8 times.
I mean, okay. Just because we grew up in the same neighborhood don't mean that I owe you something.
No, we're not saying that you're from the same neighborhood, but why tear me down because I'm where you're from? And why say I'm not impressive because of where I'm from? And why say it's a whole bunch of
I use that term all the time. I just told somebody the other day, I am not impressed. I am not impressed. I am not impressed by these people on these streets.
So does that mean
they from Brooklyn,
and that's because that's the way you feel?
Were they from Brooklyn?
It doesn't matter. If you're not impressed, if you're not impressed, you should tell somebody, hey, I'm not impressed by none of this that you're kicking right now. I'm good.
But why do you feel like somebody should do that?
Because it's being honest. I live by an honest policy. I'm not about to sit here in your face and kiki with you. I'm not impressed. Keep it moving. Bye.
Okay, so was Wiley just exploring his honesty when he said you was in his DMs?
Baby, again, I have never ever been in nobody's DM. I'm not a DM jumper. Let me just put this very clear. I've never DM'd this man a day in my life. Never.
Okay, then, but
I've never been in his DM a day in my life. A day.
What I'm saying is somebody's perception.
Keena won't respond to my DM, so I know she's telling the truth on that one.
What I'm saying,
them DMs.
What I'm saying is somebody's perception, and their truth may not be the actual truth.
If I like a picture, he said, okay, I like. If I'm doing social media and you come on my feed, like. Okay, whatever. That doesn't mean that I'm in your DMs. Let's get it right. You're a castmate, and I'm being friendly by liking your stuff
and watching his stories. And watching his stories
because I'm clicking on it.
If you're looking at your stories to see who all watches it, then you got a different. You're down there a narcissist. I feel because you got time to do all that. I'm over here looking at every single name.
I clicked. It's not like you on live, and I'm like, I'm very particular about not looking on people's lives. But like if your story pop up and I just click through it, I didn't feel any harm in that because guess what? You're a castmate. I don't really know you like that. I don't have nothing against you. You seem like a somewhat of a decent type of guy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know shit about you. So whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm clicking. Like I click on 1,000 other people. I'm never been in your DM ever.
I agree.
I
agree. I agree with you, Keena. But I'm just letting you know that based on the thought process of Alex and Ron and what they explained, if you were not on this panel tonight, or if they did not, or if you had never interviewed with the channel, I guarantee you, Alex would be saying that Willie was right to approach you about, being in his DMs and what.
You don't know what I would have said.
It's literally
Jeremy's doing the
the exact same situation with Zoe and Charisse. The literally exact same thing.
Lord,
that's the same situation. Tell me it's not.
Is it the same thing?
Well, he was the reason I got kicked. Not to say he was the reason, but I wasn't interested. So I was like, okay, it's time for, there's no other connection. Production was trying to make me talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him. It's time for me to go home. Bye. You know what I'm saying? I went home because I wasn't doing what production wanted me to do. I'm true to myself. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't my type. I don't have time to waste time on people that's not my type.
Okay, then. So, in Keena, let me ask you this question. Why do you feel that Wiley came at you on the reunion? It's just say it real quick.
I don't know.
It's because of rejection, because you rejected him on national television and he did not like that.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, so that's why I'm trying to say the situation is exactly the same as what happened between Charisse and Zoe. And if you were not here, they would agree that Wiley was in the right to come at you like that, because the whole reason that Zoe came at Charisse is because she rejected him.
You hear that, Ron? That's what we would say.
All right.
Honestly, I know that's my guy up there.
Go ahead, Ron.
I know where he's coming from. But what he has to understand is it's a way you kind of do things too. Don't blindside a male or female about it. If you're not feeling them, you should be direct. He shouldn't have to find that out on his next production date because you've been rehearsing something behind the scenes stuff. You should just
maybe they edit it out.
But was Charisse ever feeling Zoe? I'm confused.
Yeah, they were talking for a second. If you remember the beginning.
Guys, can we cover Shakira chats about Katie and breaking her trust? Can we go on to that?
And I'm trying to figure out what that trust was because we still don't know the story.
Yeah,
nobody knows.
Our chat caught that. Nobody really knows. So apparently, Katie did not break her trust. So I have to recant what I said in an earlier video about this, because apparently she didn't break her trust. Apparently she just was at the table saying that let's not talk about that topic because of Shakira.
There was no trust, and I think that Shakira is theatrical, and she's an actress, and she did what she came to do.
Like Katie said, she wants to play victim.
Yeah. You need your camera time. You got to get some kind of characterization. You got to get something has to go on. So
she'll start crying and say, "Oh, what me and my son been through, what I allowed for him to see, we still don't know what he saw. So who broke your trust?"
I am booked and busy and getting gigs. So she came to do what she came to do.
Right.
Still a pretty girl. And I thought she probably could have had some real connections.
What is pretty girl? What is pretty girl?
Off that angle and played regular. She was one of my favorites. I thought to make it far. I don't know what the whole victim move was and how it benefited it, but that was her storyline.
When I saw how emotionally fragile she was, I knew she wouldn't make it. She was crying every episode, seems like.
Well, and then this episode, this reunion episode, I hate when people do that Karen cry where there's no tears that come out.
Yeah, so crocodile tears.
I'm really beginning to wonder, like between her fake flower and this, as Ron said, is her. No, really, as her bio. You know, is her thing to give her, which I don't understand because she's absolutely gorgeous. She could have got
Gorgeous.
camera time and would have did better. I feel, would have went farther if she had just not been so injured by the whole thing. But
I would have loved a whole season of her and Katie and going back and forth with each other. I feel like we were robbed. I did not know that Shakira was going to be so petty at the reunion. When she said Charisse, and then Charisse said Shakira, she was like, baby, where we going? I was in stitches. I thought that was quite hilarious.
yeah, that was funny.
Charisse is not the most quickest verbally. You can tell that she's used to fighting. She's not a woman of many words, blunt honesty, but she can't read. But like Shakira and Katie definitely are the mouths of the of the season. Them two girls.
But Shakira just too fragile.
Or at least she played like she was. I don't know if she actually was.
I can tell by that ponytail that she was wearing that she's rough.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my
But
Lord.
she is shady. When they was fighting and she just slid in black excellence. I was like,
yeah. Like, is this really what black excellence is what she's trying to say. Being very sarcastic with that.
You know what? That's a good point. They don't do the Meet the Cast episode anymore. That's funny. That's funny. Someone said that. Guys, but we're going to move on to the next card. Hold on. Kimberly?
Shakira gets emotional. Did Katie and Ashley tell Shakira's secret? Next, Island LJ montage and his sister wives. Shanika, Shanice, Looney, possibly his ex Lauren, but not Shakira. Shakira is not Sharon. So who wants to jump in on this one?
On Island LJ.
Yeah, that's your boy, Kimberly. You start.
Yeah, Kimberly.
Well, I was kind of surprised to see Charisse say that they had been on a date since filming or since the last episode. So I didn't know if they had really dated. I know they tried to force that part in there as one of the dates towards the end of LJ's time. So it was nice to see that he's still dating the ladies. He did not lose his touch. So I'm just looking forward to seeing and chatting more with LJ in the future. Still a fan. I have nothing negative to say about the island guy.
And Looney was like, "Are we talking poly right now?" Because they all got different days with LJ and so forth. So that was a refreshing part to see of the whole reunion. Because although they're all hanging out with LJ and kicking it and all that kind of stuff, there was no tension, there was no hate, there was none of that. They were just going back and forth and laughing about how each of them got a date with LJ during the week. And I think it was wonderful. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed the scene where a whole bunch of women basically agreed to like splitting the man 4 ways.
I love it.
I love it.
I personally, like I said, come on now. We know my man was still dating his ex though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we believe that now.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know what this scene was about. It's trying to convince us that LJ's this smooth heartthrob. I mean, I don't know. If that's what it was supposed to convince us, maybe it convinced to some of y'all. But
that he's built friendships after the show. And
yeah, he was the friend guy on the show. He got labeled that on the show, and he was friendly with the women. He probably still the one that has everybody's number and calls up everybody and has conversation and talks. But I think his real connection is with the girl he was dating the whole time,
yeah,
on the show and not, you know what I mean? And I think the women know that too. And I think he was probably kind of real, upfront with them about it for the most part. So yeah, I don't think he still doesn't have a connection on here. I think he
said he's still seeing the ex. They still have an agreement. They still have an agreement, whatever. So craziness, but it's all right. It works for him.
I do like the fact that he did give the reality of the fact that the show takes up a lot of time, especially for a guy. And then, in some aspects, if you got to work, you got stuff that's going on, this could be really a bad situation for you time wise. This thing takes up a lot of your time, especially for the guys who can't really, we don't have businesses where we sell a lot of brands to black women. So it's hard for you to kind of even monetize this. So most guys is the one here, if you're running a business or working a company, you're losing money being on the show. And I think that's never really talked about, but you saw it kind of with LJ. You saw it with Justice. You saw it with even Zoe leaving and saying, "Yo, I mean, I gotta go to work. I don't be here 15 hours for this, things of that nature." So just showing, on the guys and stuff, sometimes it can be taxing on your pockets to even be on the show.
Okay, so I see somebody in the comments, they're saying like, until like they appreciated his honesty, Will Ravine is like it's saying that. But I'm saying if you're not ready to settle down, then why are you on the show called Ready to Love? I mean, like, okay, we get it. Because I already know. I feel like a whole, is that the show is just not built upon that anymore. But I'm saying that, just saying that the show is called Rated to Love. If you're not ready to settle down, why would you come on the show?
I agree. You need more intentional people, but that's men and women.
Nothing is to be appreciated about what LJ did. LJ wasted everybody's time, and Tommy was able to peep that he was not serious, on top of him already dating or just having, physicals with somebody last month, and they had only been in the new month for about 2.5 weeks, I had heard. So you just literally slept with her like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
but I think had he shown up to the retreat, he wouldn't have got voted off. Because he had connections. He wouldn't have got voted off after that retreat. Not to me. Because
got voted off, but I don't see him having a connection or a relationship with
he only had one more connection, and I believe it was Trinika, right?
Yeah, Trinika had his back.
Yeah, but the rest of the ladies didn't. He definitely would have been the next one on. Then it would have been Samson right after him.
Oh, that's your boy.
Oh, Samson, cool. Like I missed kind of that middle episode. I didn't see how him and his Charisse thing fell apart. I that threw me off because I'm like, I thought he was a catch for her. And I thought that everything was going good. And when he said he still wanted to keep the relationship, she really didn't have a real good reason, I didn't think, to say that she wasn't feeling him. She said what? Because he was talking to some other girls about some other girls in liberation or something like that?
No, because he was telling all of the girls the same thing. That's what they were saying. Like, and he didn't even know her, and after all of the stuff that she had opened up to him about, because he loved a struggle, even when she told him about the struggle that she went through, when he actually met her dad, he didn't even remember any of the stuff about her to say what he liked about her. Yeah. He said, I just like her love of family. What?
And her own father kind of threw her under the bus by saying she's difficult. Or she's a challenge or whatever he said.
And then the father going to talk about, it was just a trick I was playing on him to I was like, so you embarrassed your daughter, to play a trick.
But I get what you're saying, but is it because he was moving slow that she going to throw her only connection away for her? That didn't make no sense to me.
Well, it's not because he was moving slow. It's because he wasn't saying anything about himself. She didn't know anything about him. He really wasn't like, trying to get past the surface level. And it was approaching the last few weeks. She's not about to choose somebody that she doesn't feel is like, is interested in her. And Samson was completely playing games. He didn't want anybody. And then he's gonna pop out at the reunion talking about that he got a girlfriend. But just a few weeks ago, on Sabrina Live, he was flirting with one of the hosts.
I get where you're going. Yeah, hey, I can't disagree with you. I'm the type of person that I think you're right. You're right. So yeah, makes sense of why that didn't work.
Is Jay still with her? She's been mighty quiet.
Yeah, because y'all been fussing back and forth. I'm not be in here with fools.
Why we gotta be all that?
Because that's what they say. From a distance, when fools argue from a distance, people can't tell who is who. So that's what
you better express yourself, woman.
Y'all doing all this rah-rah.
Express yourself, woman. Let's go. We want to hear from you.
I don't even know what topic we on.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Jay.
Yeah, put the
we're
card back up.
talking about basically LJ and his sister wives, basically.
Oh, his
You had any
polygamous
thoughts?
relationship I called out a long time ago. I told y'all what he was on. Y'all thought I was playing.
Well, we said that, Jay. I just want to reiterate that me and you have been called it out, and Kimberly was his only saving grace on the panel that day.
Well, she was trying to be a sister wife too. She don't mind.
You guys are
But you was with me, Jeremy. You was with me all day. We seen this stuff from the get-go. Like he was trying to have multiples. And hey, if they with it, they with it. Trinica over here still entertaining the foolery. And she said she was through most of the show. So do your thing, sweetie. Enjoy.
All right. You just say one of my knock yourself out type of moments. Okay, so I think Jeremy, I hear him calling for next card. And last but not least, Kimberly, if you don't mind.
LJ chose work over love for his 6-year-old. Finally, more video of our Ready to Love drama. Katie and Charisse get into an all-out verbal fight. Is there a sugar daddy or not? Trailer for next week. Any final thoughts?
You know what? Can I ask you guys something real quick about Kayla, Mike, and Brandy real quick? I think we skipped over this. Why would Kayla say she think Mike had a better connection with her, although he chose Brandy? What is the mindset behind that from a woman's perspective? Why would she say that?
Because I feel that he saw the intense sexual attraction that he had towards Kayla, and how, affectionate and, physical he was with her. And it wasn't the same with Brandy. Even though he treated Brandy more respectfully than he did Kayla, he didn't give Kayla that same type of physical touch. And that's the whole reason why Brandy was attracted to him. So I think that's the reason.
That's interesting. Wow.
I'll just say you can have all the connection in the world, but if that's only when you face to face, it means absolutely nothing. So if she wants to feel that she has connection just because when they was in each other's face, like Jeremy said, all that sexual energy is sitting there right there and present, then fine, you can have it all a day long. But if when he leave and he not in my presence and stuff, but he's still thinking about me enough to pick up the phone and talk to me on the after hours and all these other things, and bring me boxes of chocolate covered strawberries and all this other stuff by the other lady named Jay who made them.
Right.
Which I totally believe that.
Because what did you say, Aubrey? Aubrey said that. Aubrey said, who gave him the white chocolate strawberries to walk on the beach with? Is this the same person?
I just don't. I'm gonna tell y'all now. I don't live in Florida. I do chocolate covered strawberries, but I don't live in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't this Jay. Okay, so don't come looking for me, Brandy.
I actually believe that because they're from the same neighborhood. They know the same folks, and she probably was
he was asking about Kayla. Kayla's not from the same neighborhood as Mike. She grew up in the bougie neighborhood.
We talking about Dominica knowing about the strawberry girl.
Yes.
Right. But you initially asked, Alex, if I'm not mistaken, you initially asked about why did Kayla feel like she has a stronger connection with Mike, correct?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
That's where I was. Okay.
Yeah, but you said, Keena, you think it's true because what?
I think it's true because Dominica and Mike are from the same neighborhood, so she got maybe of an inside scoop and know that he probably dibbling dabbling somewhere else in the streets.
Ooh, not the dibbling and the dabbling.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. You could tell me all the information you wanted. One, if I don't want to believe it, I'm not. Two, if I know about the arrangement, good kudos to you, sis, for knowing about it, but you still was pissed in your feelings at that moment because he did not choose you, and that you just look stupid yourself.
I think that's Brandy's position because she was not bothered by anything. She sat there pretty and cute, like, okay, look, like we getting through this, and we got interviews to do, people to see, news to get on, like please don't start this. She just was sitting there like she already knew what it was. I don't believe their story. Me personally, I don't believe it.
Who? Which one?
Brandy and Mike.
Okay, yeah. I mean, but Mike said he ain't dating nobody anyway, so they're not even together, right?
But then there was a clip where he was like, "Oh, I want to get married" and all this other crap. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Jamala and Randall. They're dating other people and so forth. You know.
No, I didn't hear Mike say any of that.
I didn't hear Mike say that either.
Yeah, it looks like next part 2 is he's gonna declare his love for her. That's what it looks like. I mean, just based upon the little trailer that they showed.
Yeah,
which I hope is that she's never heard that before from him. So I'm thinking that he declares his love for her publicly, which is a big step for a guy.
Yeah. I hope that happens.
No, but on the card we were asking, does Katie have a sugar daddy? How does this come up? I mean, Charisse, did she just make this up out the blue? I mean, there's a lot of, like Ron said, there's a lot of talking behind the scenes. Somebody said something.
I'm trying to figure out why does it matter.
Yeah, why does it matter?
Wait a minute, ladies. Why does it matter? Okay, so wait a minute. But it matters when LJ has.
No, it didn't. It didn't. Yeah, if you ask me, it didn't matter then.
It matters when Zoe has a woman that he's got on.
No,
the side.
see, he has a woman through the whole thing. It matters when you have a woman. See, LJ didn't lie. He brought his woman. You can't even be mad at that. He brought his woman. I can't even be mad. Like, okay.
I'm going back on mute. I'm saying
I can't be mad, but I don't technically, to be honest, you know, part of me is still like, I'm going on this show. I don't know what I'm gonna find on here. I'm not about to drop everybody for a possible nothing. So if I got a sugar daddy really don't mean nothing. He give me some money to hang out with him. Okay, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I do some extra, that's between me and him. But like, I'm about to lose my income for a man that is dancing for his income and another one that can't buy clothes with his income. No.
Yeah, they were just throwing darts because they were angry at each other at that moment. So they was digging up stuff and throwing darts at each other.
She just wanted to be quiet now because she got Swayze right now.
What you say, Aubrey?
Disagree. That's not something you just throw darts at. That's something that they actually talked about.
That's
a real random thing to just throw up. And I don't think. And even Samson had to say. Even Samson said that. Yeah, she had mentioned it to him too. So I don't think so.
They talked about it, but like, you know, at this point, I'm with Katie. Like, shut up, okay? I got a man now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Now blow up my spot.
What you say, Dante's got a man.
Right.
I mean, if you were talking to somebody during the show, one, you don't have time. You don't have time to talk to that person really and still be on the show, especially as long as she was on there. So I do believe that if she did have a sugar daddy, somebody she's talking to, during the process of the show, it wasn't going down like that. So let's give some of these people the benefit of the doubt. It's very hard to hold another relationship down, go to work, do all this filming for this show and things of that nature, then talk to everybody on the phone and make connections and stuff like that. Matter of fact, it's impossible.
It's not impossible. Let's ask Zoe because he was doing it.
I mean,
I also know why he was frustrated, but you know, he was doing it.
Well, with Zoe, he really was only talking to Charisse. Really, he have a bunch of connections. But if you're talking to multiple women and working, and Zoe's retired, he ain't really having to work a 9
Well, then
to
you
5.
putting a bad defense for Katie because she was only talking to Swayze, so she got plenty of time to, you know, keep her sugar daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
You know what? You know what's interesting about that too, Jay? This sugar daddy stuff, because apparently they live 7 hours apart, her and Swayze. So she can have a whole sugar daddy. She can have a whole sugar daddy 7-8 hours away.
She can have a whole fleet of sugar daddies.
Right. You know,
I still don't understand that 8 hours thing. That never got brought up, did it?
No.
Yeah.
Sure didn't.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like, I mean, I don't see how that works.
Right.
That's
a good distance.
That's a plane ride. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't ask y'all that in the line of questions that y'all have. Do y'all have a significant other, another somewhere, tucked somewhere, anything, huh?
They don't.
Okay, well, then it's not important to them. So
yeah, and that's could be it's
and what stops somebody from lying if they did ask? You know,
But I think you got to have a real unique situation to be going on a show, Ready to Love. I'm about to start talking to 10 different girls and guys, and your other significant other gets sitting at home okay with it.
They got to be down with the program. You know what I mean? I'm
You
going
gotta
on
talk
this
to
show.
LJ and figure out how he got his girl into doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep. They got an arrangement, you know. So, you know, it was what it was. You know what I mean? So what else on the card, Kimberly?
I think we covered it all. What do y'all think about the trailer for next week? Any thoughts on that one?
Kayla crying. You know, I just that kind of stuck out to me. It's like she's crying and saying like, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. Or what is it? All the bickering? I mean, we don't know because it was just a trailer.
The tension wasn't on her.
Oh, that's what.
Right. Like, did anybody catch what she said? Well, why am I here? What was that about?
Yeah.
What about, Kayla? Come on now.
Like, girl, you was on the show. That's why you here. Like, stop it.
And the Luna, like Luna walking off stage.
Luna.
I'm confused. I'm wondering what that was about.
Well, something Justice did something to her.
Yeah, you know, Keena, like I just said, every reunion somebody storms out
Always
for whatever the reason.
Because
but this like this isn't the same as the one where the dude almost got beat up and left.
There you go.
Y'all can keep on trying to do it, but we ain't.
Wait, Jeremy. They talk about people walking off stage. He walked off from backstage. What the hell?
Exactly.
It wasn't nice.
Like, he walked away from the little fold up chair in the backstage.
He got a nice Range Rover though. That boy riding nice. You know. So
what does that mean? What does that mean if you're not a nice person? What does that mean, Alex, if you're not a nice person that you're riding nice? Good for him. Good for him.
That means nice person or not. He'll get his share of women. You know,
good.
Good
for him. Good for him. And may he continue to bless them with diamonds and take them back the next day. Good for him.
Woo.
That's how you afford that Range Rover.
Exactly.
No, $35 million portfolio. Go get him, Jay. Go get him.
It's not his portfolio.
I passed.
It's not his portfolio.
Where you say, Jay, you got gas?
No, I said I passed. I definitely will have a Charisse rap sheet messing with him.
Yo, something else. But that's what stuck out to me about the trailer. Kayla crying. What about you guys?
Man, let that man take care of one of y'all females out there.
Yeah.
You mean Ryan? You mean one of us women? Because I'm a woman and I'm a lady, so I don't know about the female portion of it. Like that's a descriptor that goes in front
livestock.
I really just heard that online for like the first time in my life about 2 weeks ago. So I guess that's a new thing that we can't even.
I don't know. This public school education is getting kind of crummy because if people don't know that. But I think that I write that off to the rap community. People like to learn from the rap community, but they don't really understand. That's a descriptor.
My thing is
that's a descriptor.
Depending on, I mean, like I said, if I'm disrespecting somebody, they'll know it. They don't have to.
Oh, I believe you.
They don't have to say it's off a female or I'm calling a gender what it is. I know you're a queen. And
Amen. I love that about Ryan. Ryan, you can't get upset with Ryan. He's too smooth. Ryan is our LJ. Ryan is our LJ.
he just missing the accent. That's all. Yeah. Get an accent, Ron. You be straight.
Hey, I can't juggle that many. Expensive it is taking off in Miami, taking off 5 of them women out a week. They don't got no. That's why he had to go back to work. He had to leave
Well, guys, if we want to start with Jeremy, if you want to tell us about your channel or what you're doing next, we could go ahead and do that, and we're going to close on out. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to be doing a 11-minute Huntsville review later on tonight, probably around either 9:30 or 10. But other than that, and I'm also doing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this upcoming Monday.
Season? Oh, okay.
No, this Monday it's gonna be dropping, and then Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is also dropping.
Oh, okay. I'm impressed. All right, Jeremy, go ahead with your bad self.
And
Alex.
Well, and Yeah, in honor of celebrating, not celebrating, but to recognize DV month. Aubrey and I, is that Jeremy? Is he coming
Wait a minute,
in?
you know what? Well, you know what? I'm gonna save you for last, and maybe one of our moderators can go and grab the link for the thumbnail that I just dropped for that. So we'll go on to Jay, and we'll come back to you, Alex. Okay.
Okay, all right.
All right. Jay.
Yeah, I can find me at the Sexy Tomboy, and also on another round underscore JS on Instagram. I'll be honest with y'all. I know I've been saying I'm coming back. I've been lazy. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all.
Just lying. Just say you lying. That's
no,
all.
I can't do it no more. I lied enough now. I've just been lazy. I'm trying to get my head back, but I'm actually going through reconstruction of the page. So that's really a lot of it that's happening. So I'll be back soon. No worries, y'all. It might be under a new name though.
Okay. All right. Keena, you want to tell them where they can find you on Instagram as you are a roving reporter, our house roving reporter?
You can find me at she is underscore cookie on Instagram. And Black Women Do Work for Us on Instagram as well.
All right. Ron.
Like I said, thank you for having me on here again. I'm in Vegas right now, trying to enjoy a little my vacation. But
all right,
shout out to the Miami cast. You know, they getting to the end. I think they did a wonderful job. If it is any drama or mishaps, I think all the castmates should take a page out of DC, who just had a event. They all came out. They all came together. They all had a great time together as castmates.
We sure did.
Yep, and it looked great. I loved every second of it. I watched every video, every picture, and liked it because, I mean, Houston, we all hang out, but we ain't there yet, and we want Miami to get there yet too. So shout out to DC by setting the bar of how, you know, because we all family at the end of the day. We're all castmates. We all had a unique experience that nobody else could really truly understand but us, and you guys set the bar. Like I said, it was last week and stuff, getting everybody out. Everybody came out. Everybody had a good time and stuff. And we plan on Houston to follow that lead and throw some events like that. And we would love for Miami to get on the same page. Atlanta has been doing it. So, like I said, shout out to DC for really setting the bar last week on getting everybody together and having a great time with each other, enjoying each other.
I have a question for you, Ron. And if it's too personal, let me know. But have you received any invitations to Rashid and Simone's any of their celebratory for their engagement?
Yeah, I'm me and Simone are dang near brother and sister, like best friends. And me and Rashid have known each other probably 15 years. So those are my people right there. I was the first one to say when they even started dating. I said, Simone, I know your list of men is real high, and we, you know, I'm like your brother and stuff like that. But this one right here is the end of the road for you right here. You need this the guy. And
right, you need to grab him up. In other words,
yeah. I said that's the one. You know, it might not be 100% everything that's on this crazy list you got, but it's damn.
But
sure
it might. As Alex likes to say, probably at least 80 to 90% of that.
At least 80 and 90, and you know, some women would try to hold off for that 10% in this crazy dating world that we had. But
what? And them eggs about to be geriatric, but okay, knock yourself out. Simone came around to her senses.
I'm proud of her. She did the right thing. They're a real couple. They're a good couple. They work very well together. And I'm very happy to be a part of that union between them two.
Yeah, I love their channel too. Excellent channel.
Who's
Kimberly?
not a real couple?
Kimberly, we're doing closeouts, Jeremy.
All right. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Kimberly Reviews, and on Instagram, Kimberly Reviews _. So I like to watch Married at First Sight. Wednesday nights, Ready to Love. Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We watch the show and chat about it. Then I post my travels. And also like to resume doing Let's Chat Live when the shows end. So I'll start that back, and we'll just talk about whatever you want to talk about. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome.
Thank
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to your live chats. I will be all up in your chat for that. Now, Alex, you can go ahead. We've got the link for Cycle. Can you
Yes.
tell them that it's also available on Prime Video too, please?
Yes, absolutely. So, in recognition of, DV month, Aubrey and I would love to do a show on this next Monday. We suggest, we really, really appreciate you guys to go out and watch my film Cycle on Amazon Prime, to get familiar with it, how the film plays out, what touched you most about it, all this, so we can have a nice discussion about it as we end out DV month next Sunday. So you can go to Amazon Prime. I
Monday.
believe it's
Next Monday.
yeah, next Monday we're gonna have it. So throughout this week, you can go on Amazon Prime. If you got Prime, you can watch it for free. Otherwise, it's like $1.99 or something to watch it. Something like that. So watch that movie again. It's called Cycle. Also tonight, I'm going to do me a new video for my channel, Magnetic Repellent. Going to edit it tonight. Probably release it first thing tomorrow morning. So if you haven't already, go to yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to clap. I was trying to clap.
So if you haven't already, go to Magnetic Repellent, subscribe, watch past videos, and like on those videos. I'm pretty sure you'll either like something or be repelled by it. So go do that. Thanks, guys.
Guys, we want to say goodbye now. We'll see you back next week. We got one more show to close this out, guys. So I hope to see all of you back here at the same time and same place.
All righty. Peace, everybody.
All right. Peace.